Actually takes like 10 seconds. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. Everyone in the live trading room, we're excited to kick off the last trading week of January. And for everyone tuning in on YouTube, hope you had a good weekend and thanks for tuning in. And come check us out at Stack Trading. We have an open community and you can be here with us and trade with us live every single day. So, Taj, this is going to be a really busy week, man. We've got earnings. This is the busiest earnings week of the like in the earnings season.
Yeah.
So we have about 13 Dow components reporting earnings this week, and obviously you guys know that there's 30 Dow stocks, so 13 of them are reporting this week, and we have over 100 S&P 500 companies reporting earnings. And if you guys go to the earnings channel, you'll see our favorite ones that we're going to be closely monitoring is our names like GE, Starbucks, Microsoft, AMD, Apple, Tesla, Facebook, Boeing, McDonald's, Visa, MasterCard, just a lot of different names that we're going to be watching very, very closely. So everyone just tune in to the swing trading room, because we will be making a lot of calls for swing trading. Be careful this week trading into earnings. That's one thing I just wanted to say. If trading into earnings, guys, you are virtually gambling. Might as well go to the Hard Rock Casino here in South Florida and just throw some money all black, on on the games. Like, that's pretty much what you're doing, because you can have a company report good earnings, but the stock can sell off for whatever reason. So just be aware. Don't try to wake up and try to make a home run. Sometimes you'll get lucky, like what happened to me with Netflix the other day. I got lucky. The straddle options was a good way to do it, but part of it was luck. So just keep that in mind, guys. I don't want anybody to get hurt. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So the market, there's a lot of opportunities. A lot of names are gapping up, and it's kind of tough for me to even pick my A-list for today. But one of the names I'm going to just always keep an eye on is the general S&P 500, so the SPY. The SPY was gapping up nicely, then gap filled and actually went negative on the day, but now it kind of retraced and gapped up. So if the SPY trades above 383.55 range, you can go long with 384 calls, put your stops at around 383.10. Nice, simple, easy trade. We can trade the markets and be good with that. If it breaks below 383.10, I'm gonna get 383 puts on the S&P 500. All right, so that's a simple trade that you could take. Another one that's gonna be on my A list is GameStop. We've been talking about all morning. So GameStop closed Friday at $65, traded up to 136 in pre-market, came back down to 86. Now it's trading at 102. So the way I see it is this. If you want to play GameStop, guys, you can see on the 5-minute candlestick is like 5 points. Be very careful with it, all right? You've got to give this stock room to wiggle if you want to trade it. Or room to breathe, rather. If it breaks above 104, you could go long GameStop. Put your stop. You're gonna have to put your stops at about $100. So right there alone, that's a $4 risk on a GameStop. I can't believe I'm even saying that. You normally risk $4 on like Tesla, but this trade we're risking $4 on freaking GameStop. So it's just ridiculous.
You don't even risk $4 on Apple, which is $140.
Yeah,
stock.
exactly. So that just goes to show you just how much range GameStop has. Now let me say, if we see GameStop break below $86. Oh man, this thing can trade down. So you could short it, but just be very careful. I would recommend, guys, keeping your stops very tight on GameStop, and when you see that green, immediately go break even.
Yeah.
Immediately go break even. No ifs, ands, or buts, because in 1 second that thing can pull and go against you, and you're down big. So just be very careful with it. All right. Another name that I like, I'm going to keep a close eye on, are some SPACs that came out today that are now publicly traded. So SPRQ is a SPAC that is publicly traded today. I like it because there is a very well-known investor that I follow. His name is I always mispronounce his name. Chamath Palihapitiya. Do you guys
Oh,
know him?
the guy, he's part owner of the Golden State Warriors.
Yes. So
Yeah.
he's the guy behind this SPAC, and he just and it just became public today, and I like it. So if you guys look into it, it's like a clean energy investment. Follow him on Twitter. He's very big on Twitter, and that's how I learned about this. Um, and he put out some research and his bull case on the company. So I'm actually going to keep a close eye on this one. I'd like to see how it trades today, and kind of go from there. I may even swing this name. I like the name because I like him. I like the guy behind it. So that's what has my interest on it today. Another name that I'm watching closely is Virgin Galactic. If you guys recall, the other day, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I called to swing Virgin Galactic from $33.50 around there. You'd be up almost 2 points in the money if you took my swing. So congratulations, guys. And Virgin Galactic is trading very, very nicely. Taj even brought it up as well. Not only did you hear from me, but Taj also brought it up that if it broke above that consolidation of 33, 70 area, this would be a nice trade to the upside. Next level, if we can break above 36, oh man, this baby is running to 37, 38, then all-time highs. So I like Virgin Galactic, not only as a swing, but as a day trade as well. So here's the way I see it. Right now, if it trades above like 35, 40, go long. You can put your stops at about 35. So you're risking 40 cents on the trade. First target, pre-market highs, which is about $36. All right. So if you break above $36, oh boy, 36.50, 37. Right. That's what I see on Virgin Galactic. So that's going to be an A name for me. JD. I like JD a lot. Look at it. It's gapping up and it's flagging. I put in the upgrades and downgrades channel. You got a price target upgrade today, $120. Not only that, JD.com in the Hong Kong stock market was rallying. So because it's done so well in the Asian market, that's going to correlate with its performance here in the US market, and throw in an upgrade on it and it's going to run. So this range right now that it's in is about $1 risk. Look at it. The high, pre-market high is 99.65. The low, 98.60. It's $1. So I like it. If it breaks above 99.65, go long. Put your stops 98.60. You risk $1 per share on this trade. Potentially, where can this go? Let me see if level 2 is showing me anything. JD. Let me pull up level 2. Yeah, I see 100, 104. Yeah, this probably can run to 104 today. So I really like JD today. Another name that I like, Roku. Roku got a big upgrade today from a big boy, Bank of America. $500 price target upgrade today. It's bull flag in pre-market. I like Roku. It's the bull flag right now is about a $4 flag. So if it breaks above 433.80 range, you can go long. You're gonna have to put your stops at 430 though. All right, so it's a little bit of a range here. So if you take 100 shares for easy numbers, you're risking about almost $400 on the trade. Potential upside could be pretty big. Roku is a name that a lot of tier 1 firms are very bullish on, and I like it. So I would prefer a reversal. I would prefer like a pullback on Roku, trade below 430, see a nice reversal kick in, go long, put your stops low a day, rip it to the upside. I would prefer that on Roku, but we'll trade the chart. Apple. Apple's gapping up into all-time highs. I mean, What can you say? So with the way it's trading right now, if it breaks above 143.23, buy 144 calls. You're going to have to put your stops, though, at like 142.50 area. If it trades below 142.50, you can look to short it or look to wait for a reversal to kick in. Apple's getting bought up into earnings. All of these mega cap stocks are getting bought up into earnings. which leads me to say one more name, and I'll pass it on to Taj. Tesla. So Tesla is trading in a nice confined range. If it breaks above 857, I'm gonna go long with like 860 calls. I'm gonna put my stops though at 854. So that's about a $3 range. So let's think about that. A name like Tesla has a $3 range, but then a name like GameStop has a $4 range. You tell me which one you want to play. I'd rather play Tesla all day because I know that Tesla at least has some fundamentals behind it, whereas GameStop is just on some euphoric steroid, you know. So it's there's a lot of options to trade today. So just pick your favorite ones, and we'll go from there. I've got some other names that I'm sure Tom will probably bring up, but just to throw it out there, Neo is going to be in my radar. BlackBerry is going to be my radar. AMC, Futu, and PLTR. So Taj, I'm looking at the time. Let me throw it to you, my man.
Yeah, so I'll hop in, right to the couple of last names that you mentioned. My A list, by the way, guys, a lot of names that Alex mentioned are definitely going to be on my A list. GME, Space, Apple, those are probably my big three for the day. And JD, I really like the JD play as well because of the potential risk reward.
Right.
So those are at the very top of my list. However, there are some other names that I think as well could be at the top of the list. Palantir, PLTR. This is one for sure that you could have at the top of your list. Gapping up into all-time highs. The all-time high was 33.50. It actually gapped up to 36.30. It had a bit of a pullback. We're trading around that $34 price area. And it's based off of the live demo day tomorrow that it's going to have. And continued momentum driven by retail investors' interest.
Yep.
So that is an actual headline on the Thinkorswim platform. So again, we had the discussion earlier, this market is being pushed by a lot of retail investors. A lot of these names, GameStop, stocks like Neo, PLTR, probably Space as well. A lot of these names that have just gone, kind of insane. Retail investors are pushing it. We're pushing it, right? A lot of small players, but there's an abundance of small players in the market now. So, for us, we're experienced in this. We understand, chart patterns and a lot of these different setups, so we can take advantage of these moves as they start going parabolic.
Yes.
So PLTR, great example of that. It's literally right in the headline. So the way I see PLTR, you have some clear support down here around $33 area. I'd like to see it break above around 34.50, 34.60.
Yep.
See it go back up and maybe test 35.66, and then the next area would be 36.34. But the way you would want to play it, again, if it breaks up above that 34.40 level, 34.50, give your stops to about 33.20. So you're looking at about a 30 to 40 cent risk on a play like this. But I really like PLTR. The volume on Friday was amazing. 156 million shares coming into the day. The volume on the pre-market and post-market hours has been phenomenal. So I think you're going to have some continuation to the upside. And if PLTR holds this breakout that it's having, I mean, remember back when PLTR broke above that, $17 or so? And when it broke, actually, it was above $11.
Yep.
When it broke out above $11, this thing ripped up to $33 with no type of real retracement for the most part.
Right.
So this is a former name that showed some potential to really run. So I'll definitely be keeping that at the top of my list. Another name I like is Myrna. So Myrna, I believe, had a price target upgrade as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw it in the price target upgrades. But nonetheless, Myrna is a stock that's having a nice recovery as well. It's breaking out of this flag that it formed right off of the 8 of May, right? So on the daily chart, we had the 8 of May crossing the 20. That's a very strong reversal signal for us. We covered that in the seminar yesterday.
Yep.
So what do we have here? The high was 137. Boom. Did we break 137? Yes. We broke out above that 137. We have a bull flag forming right now during the pre-market hours. And on the daily, I see no real resistance until around 143.
Yep.
So the way I like Myrna, if it can break above 139, throw your stops around like 137. It is going to be a little risky. You know, it's around a 2-point risk. As we know with Myrna, this thing can rip out of the gates.
Yes, sir.
The stock that can just run. So you're looking at about a 2-point risk, and you have no real strong resistance until around 143 and 144. So that's a potential 2-to-1 play right out of the gates off of Myrna. That's going to be a little closer to my B list. It normally would be an A list setup, but there are so many other amazing setups that Myrna was actually pushed back to my B list. Like Alex already went through Apple. I guess the only thing I'll bring up about Apple again is Apple can be a beast once it starts getting some momentum.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely do not sleep on Apple. Apple's going to be like right at the top of my list today.
Yeah.
I love trading Apple into all-time highs because it's usually a very clean move to the upside. So I'll definitely be getting a very close eye on Apple. If it breaks above that high, I'm playing it long. I'll throw my stops around 142.8. What is the low? 142.60 or so.
Yeah.
60-cent risk. And hey, 60-cent risk on Apple going into all-time highs. I'll play that all day, every day.
Yep.
So that's definitely another name I'll be keeping an eye on. BlackBerry, BB. This is another stock that has just been going crazy due to retail investors. I mean, looking at the RSI, 89.5 from Friday's close, and we're gapping up $6 from this point. So I don't know what the RSI is currently. It hasn't updated for me, but I assume it's probably 93, 94, 95.
94.42.
94.42. I mean.
Look, the upper Bollinger Band is at 15.95.
This thing.
This is
very
ridiculous.
similar to GameStop. Like it's so overbought that when it pulls, it's going to be a heavy pull.
Yeah.
So the way I see GameStop or BlackBerry, you could play it long. You could potentially play it long at the break of around 2010. Throw your stops at 1950 and see if you can catch a quick pop. The high is 2070, so that's an easy 1-to-1. It's about a 1.5 to 1, just to test the high. So it's not a bad setup. The thing that I will caution with BlackBerry and with GameStop as well, both if you'd like to play them to the upside, be like Alex said, be very quick to put your stops at break even.
Yeah.
Very, very quick to throw your stops at break even. Now, I don't mind you being greedy with the potential rally, right? Because there's a lot of euphoria. There's a lot of excitement around the stock, right? There's a lot of, novices kind of trading the stock. So it could push, even more. So I don't want to, kind of get you out of the way of scoring a big return on these stocks. However, just make sure that you're not suffering any big losses on stocks like this, because plays like this, BlackBerry, GameStop, they're the account killers and account makers as well, right? These are, stocks that can really make or break you. So the way to protect yourself, if you want the stock to make you, hey, as soon as you're up a good amount, throw your stops at break even and see what it can do. Go to a bar by bar stop, or, trail it off the moving average, something like that, right? But do not let this get into your favor, and now you're, suffering a big loss off of a setup like this.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's the way I like BlackBerry. If you can break out above that 2010 mark, you can play it long. If it breaks below $19, we could play it short. We probably have to throw our stops around $20. It's crazy. It's a $1 risk on a $20 stock. But hey, this stock is, look at the volume. It's doing almost 1 million shares every 5 minutes on the pre-market.
Yep.
So this is also going to be a stock that's at the top of my list. And then Alex also mentioned NIO. Again, this is a stock that would be on an A list had it not been for a lot of the other names, a lot of the other setups. And the reason is NIO is approaching that all-time high of 66.99. This is called 67. The pre-market high was 64.80. So we're looking at about 2 points away from the all-time high. And again, NIO is another name that has gone on ridiculous runs when it starts to hit those all-time highs. So the way I'm looking at NIO right now, the most recent price action. If it breaks above 64.40, you can play it long. Throw your stops around 64, so you're looking at a 40-cent risk, and see if you can test that intraday high, which is 64.80. So that's a 1-to-1 play immediately out of the gate.
Right.
And then after that, you really don't have any resistance until the all-time high, 66.99. There is resistance at 64.40, but we're right there at that price level. So if it breaks that, we're in the clear. So NEO is a nice setup today. If it has a lot of momentum to the upside, I think we'll definitely see NEO test that all-time high, possibly even break it. So NEO for me teeters on that A to B list setup. If NEO starts to test that all-time high, it'll quickly become an A list setup for me, because this is definitely a name that you want to trade when it starts hitting those all-time highs, because NEO was. But when we first started, Stack was like our go-to stock. I swear.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
So, I mean, I'm just going to kind of end it there. There's some other names. Bed Bath & Beyond is another one. Again, gapping up big time. Gapping up almost $5. This is a $30-something stock. I believe this is the all-time high on Bed Bath & Beyond. Same thing. Very heavily traded. A lot of retail investors being involved with this. You're having a bull flag set up here. You can play if it breaks 35.50, go long. You'll have to throw your stops around 34.60, 34.70. So it's an 70 cent risk on a $30-something stock. That's just crazy. But these names are running. These names are running. I don't know where it could go at this point, but this is a setup where I'm sure you could get a 2-to-1 out of the gates if it continues this momentum to the upside. That's definitely going to be on my B list as well. I'm gonna kind of end it there because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too many other names, because there are so many great setups that one thing that I recommend, pick about three setups that we mentioned and just keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Pick some names that you would feel comfortable buying. It has a comfortable price range. If you want to trade some of the cheaper names, go with space. Look at stocks like NEO as well, PLTR, the $30 stocks.
Right.
The contracts aren't going to be too expensive, right? Compared to Apple and Tesla and Facebook and all these other names. That the contracts are going to be a little more expensive. So
exactly. All right. Well, for everyone tuning in on YouTube, thanks for tuning in, and come join our free community. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll see you guys tomorrow.